We change our tools, and then our tools change us. Unknown. On the past few episodes, we have discussed how to go about setting our goals for ultimate success in 2023, as well as taking care of ourselves, heart, mind, and body. On today's episode, we're going to talk about some care that we need to do for our businesses. You have the power to be the boss of your own life. I'm your host, Monica Allen. I'm a wife, mom, entrepreneur, best-selling author, lifelong learner, and your biz bestie. I have a love and passion for all things small business. Growing my own company from $700 to over 7 figures annually, my goal is to bring you inspiration, business-focused topics and tips, encouragement, and a community that helps you launch, grow, and scale your business, whether you are a dreamer, a side hustler, or a seasoned entrepreneur. You are listening to the Become Your Own Boss podcast. Do you have a conference or an event to attend and you just need 1 or 2 shirts to promote your company or brand? Here at Zeus's Closet, where we are like a tattoo shop for your clothes, we've got you covered. With no order minimums on embroidery or direct to garment, you can order just 1 item. Get a polo shirt for a conference or a t-shirt or jersey for a concert. Visit Zeus'sCloset.com for more information. As I have mentioned before, I love the start of a new year. The beginning of the year is a great time to give some thought to how you're currently running your business, not necessarily from a financial perspective, though we will be talking about that this year as well. But today, we are taking a look at our business from an operational standpoint. I want to share with you a few of the tools we use in our business to make things run a little bit more efficiently and smoothly. Let's take it from the top. When it comes to hiring team members, there's 2 tools that we really find indispensable. One is Hireology, and the other is Trainual. We use Hireology for our hiring process. Within Hireology, we can house questions underneath different job descriptions. We have surveys that a potential team member can take prior to our phone interview. It allows us to even see if we want to interview the person based on their responses to the survey. It also includes assessments such as Caliper and DISC. It's helpful because it includes email templates that we can use in regards to interview schedules, denials, hiring offers, etc. What I like most is that everything is housed underneath each job description. This includes the applicants for each position, which is very helpful because I can recall when we initially started our business, we used to use Craigslist, and we would simply just get a slew of emails from everyone with their information, with their resume, and that was very difficult to keep organized and to manage. But with Hireology, it is so easy to know who we've corresponded with, who we've interviewed, where they are in the process, what their scores are, and it makes hiring so much easier. Now, of course, there are other platforms that act similarly or that's similar to Hireology, such as ZipRecruiter. We even used that at one point or something similar to that. The next tool that I really find helpful after someone has become a team member is Trainual. And Trainual is a program that houses all of our operating procedures. There's information in this portal around how a team member should speak to a customer when they walk in the store, how to answer the phone, how to place an order, how to order blank products, even how to produce a specific order. Team members can access and update the information if we give them permission to do that. So you can turn permissions on and off. You can also turn on and off different permissions based on the department that people work in, which is very helpful. So if someone's in customer service, they may not necessarily need to learn all of the information that's around production. So they don't have to have access to that part of the portal. We can also set up quizzes that team members can take so that we make sure they've learned the information that they need to know to properly do their job. We even house our company history here, our company overview, our company handbook, So it truly is a great tool that helps us be more efficient when we bring on a new team member. And they can always refer back to a specific section if they don't recall exactly how to do something within their position. Of course, as I go through these tools, I am not sure who's listening. I am not sure if these are things that you can use, but I want you to check them out if you think they are something that you can use, or perhaps there's another alternative that may work better for your business. Now, the next set of tools fall more around the customer service experience, the experience that our customers have with us from the beginning to the end of the process of working with us. And the first one is Infusionsoft. Now, Infusionsoft is an email automation program or software. They've recently changed their name to KEAP. It's spelled KEAP, so I think that's how you pronounce it. But what I love about Infusionsoft, which is what I still refer to it as, is this software allows us to tag our customers so that we aren't communicating with people if it's not relevant to them. So for example, we're able to tag customers who are interested in group orders versus those who are only interested in individual orders. We're able to tag customers by their organization, by their birthdays, and this just allows us to have so much more flexibility. It allows us to set up emails in advance that we can send out to customers if we have specific promotions we want to have around those groups of customers. It's an extremely robust email automation software. I can remember Ethan going to a full week of training to learn how to use this. And so it has truly revolutionized our business. Another tool that we use is called Followup.cc, which is great for following up with customers that perhaps we provided a quote to. But rather than us having to remember to check back in or make a note or create a spreadsheet around this, Followup.cc allows you to put that information in the blind copy area of the email, and then we get an email later reminding us to follow up with this customer. It also will send a customer a follow-up email because it's already been set up in the background. So Followup.cc is amazing, and I truly think has helped grow our business. Another tool that we use when it comes to emails is the Google Suite. Now, Google has a lot of things that you can use within their portal, but one of my favorites are the ability to save templates. If you find yourself typing the same things over and over again and you haven't set up templates, stop what you're doing right now. That means you can pause this right now and take a moment to create templates, email templates. This will save you a lot of time. Now, I will tell you, Google does have a limit as to how many of these templates you can have. I believe it's 30. And so as you continue to create templates, if you go over this number, you'll bump out old templates. So what Ethan found a few years ago, he discovered something called Text Expander. And Text Expander is a plugin for your computers, and you can do this for your entire team, that allows you to continue this process of creating templates. And you have shortcuts. You can type a shortcut and it will populate whatever you set up as that shortcut with the full text that you need to go to a customer or a potential customer. So this tool is absolutely amazing because it saves you time and makes things just way more efficient for you and your team. Those are some of the tools that we use that make email more efficient for us and our team. I also handle the finances in our business. And just real quick, I'm going to touch on these because I'm sure everyone's heard of QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks Online. I can remember back in the day where you actually got the disc mailed to you when you signed up for QuickBooks. And QuickBooks Online just makes things so much easier because I can access it from anywhere. I can see all my financial reporting. And I love that my bookkeeper can log in, my accountants can log in, and we can all see the same information. So it's absolutely great. And the last thing I use that pertains to finances is Gusto, which is really a payroll processor, but they do so much more. I've been with ADP, I've been with Paychex, I've been with some other company where the owner embezzled money, but that's a whole another story for another day. But I love Gusto because it's user-friendly. You can even send birthday cards to your team members. They'll send birthday cards to your team members, and other team members can sign it before they send it, which I think is just really cool. You can also manage your PTO, and you can create offer letter templates through their portal. They actually offer many more things, but I'm actually I think we're on the program, or most of these companies have 3 tiers of programs you can do. And I think we do like maybe the first one because it's very cost effective as well. So I love Gusto. I bring all of this up because I do want to share tools with you that I think may be helpful in your business. If there are tools that you find greatly helpful in your business, I would love for you to DM me on Instagram and let me know what you're using, because your tool may be better than my tool. And I want to know about all the tools. I want to definitely provide my business with the latest and greatest. But these are ones that I feel like have helped us grow and propelled us forward over time. And I want to share those with you. But I would love if you would share your tools with me as well. And perhaps it's something we can even talk about in the future on the podcast. I want to share those things also because I think it being the beginning of the year, as I mentioned earlier, it is a great time to assess and make changes to your current tools, because lots of things are changing in the world. And with that, we have to keep up with that. We want to make sure we're ahead of the game and know what changes are happening. So to give you a couple of examples on how these changes work, when we initially started our business, we literally had orders on a spreadsheet. I think there was just like order number 1, order number 2. I don't even think people had order numbers. It was just names and what the person ordered housed on a spreadsheet. But as our business grew and began to get more orders, we then actually had someone in another country build us a database that new orders would come into. And actually, they didn't come into at the time. Our customer service rep would enter those orders into the database. But the database was more robust because we could all log into it, see the order, see where the order was in the process. And it worked really great. It was a step up from our spreadsheet. But then a few years ago, we had to make another step up. We found a website host that would not only house our customization options for our customers to order through, but then those orders would automatically go into their portal and stay there for customers to be able to log in if they set up an account and see the status of their order. They were given order numbers. We could do gift cards. So many different things could be handled in this new portal that we signed up for, this new web host that we signed up for. So all of these things may change over time. As your business grows, you have to assess. And I do recommend that you take a moment to look at your P&L, whether you're pulling it out of QuickBooks or Xero or however you're keeping up with your financials. Take a look at your profit and loss statement, every single line item, and see what subscriptions you have, what software for service do you have, and make sure you're still using that. Because if you're not, you want to cancel those subscriptions. You're wasting money. If there are tools that you're no longer using, if there are tools that you no longer find serve you or your client or your customer well, then it may be time to replace that. But this is a great time to take a look at those tools, to take a look at how they're working for you, to see if you want to continue with them or if it's time to make some changes because your business is growing. And the great thing about the world that we live in right now is things are constantly changing. Other businesses come into existence and they evolve us. They move us forward. And I'll give you an example. Another assessment or reassessment of tools that we were using that led us to Infusionsoft or KEAP was initially when we started our business, we started with Constant Contact. And as far as I know, Constant Contact is still around, and it definitely served what we needed at the time when it came to sending emails to our customers. However, we then moved to MailChimp because MailChimp was a newer company that came out of the woodwork, and they offered free service for up to 1,000 people or something. And they were a little further ahead with innovation. And so we switched. And then we outgrew MailChimp and we needed more. So that's when we went over to Infusionsoft. So I like talking about this kind of stuff because though change can be very difficult, it also can be a very good thing. And I remember when Ethan came to me and he's like, I researched this thing called Infusionsoft. I'll have to go away for a week to learn how to use it. And I thought, you got to go away to learn how to use it for a week? This sounds more complicated. And it was, but it was also more innovative in that it gave us more options for our clients and customers and for us to better be able to communicate with them. So reassessing those things is just part of being a business owner, and we have to do it from time to time. And the beginning of the year, as I mentioned, is a great time to do it. I'll stop beating that dead horse on that part. You get it. This is the time to do it. Now I want to talk to you about some new tools that are going to revolutionize and propel our culture and our businesses forward. Automation and artificial intelligence is here. Now, automation I've mentioned. I talked about Infusionsoft, which allows you to automate your emails. You can literally go in and set up things in advance, set up a whole year of emails if you want. You can make it automated. There's also another program we use called Zapier, which allows us to automatically send emails back to our customers when we tag them with a particular tag in our system. So automation is here, but so is artificial intelligence, and it has already started to take the world by storm. It's already changed the way I work, and I've just been using it for about a month. Lately, I've been using ChatGPT, and just last night, Ethan introduced me to Midjourney. Now, both of these are artificial intelligence web platforms, but there are others. They are literally popping up all over the place. And this is one of the reasons I feel like it is vital for you to stay a part of a group or be a part of a mastermind or a masterclass of people and get outside the four walls of your business. Because had I not been a part of Clubhouse, I probably wouldn't have heard of ChatGPT for another month or two. But because I'm in that space, someone mentioned it in our social media room back in late 2022. And immediately when they mentioned it, I went to the website. I signed up, I got an account, and I started playing around with it. Midjourney. Midjourney is going to completely change the game when it comes to graphic design and art. I can remember Ethan as an early stage graphic designer literally would sketch and draw and cut out things on the computer. Now, this is completely unnecessary. You can take a photo into Canva and remove the background. And this used to be something that Ethan and some of our designers spent hours upon hours doing. And last night with Midjourney, I literally created a logo for the future newsletter for the Become Your Own Boss community. I created a logo. Well, actually, Ethan did it for me because he was showing me the power of this program. It created a logo, 4 examples of the logo in less than 10 seconds, maybe 30 seconds if I had to think about it, because we went off the page and then came back to it and there it was. Now, this can be really scary because it is new, it is innovative, and it's changing the way we work. And if you're in like the graphic design space or you're a writer, it could be a little bit scary because it's going to change your job. But the biggest thing to do is to ask yourself, how is this going to change my business? Not is it going to change your business, because it's definitely going to change how you do business. But how is this going to change my business? What can I do differently? What new value do I bring to the table? And I'll give you an example. If you're a graphic designer and you can now create 4 logos for a client in 30 seconds, and it's only going to get faster, then perhaps you can add value in consulting on those logos. Which logo would work better? Which logo, truthfully, will embroider easier on a polo shirt? Because I can tell you, as someone in that space, people often will bring a logo to me that is very difficult to translate into needles and stitches. Or I should say, into stitches, not needles and stitches, but into stitches. And so it's really important that we begin to add value to our client in a different way and change our business. Think about it differently. Because the thing is, artificial intelligence will do the simple stuff for us. It will do the easy things that would take us a long time. Now that's been simplified. So again, how do you make yourself valuable? Some of your customers aren't going to be willing to jump in there and do these things, but they may be willing to pay you to do it and to consult them on the outcome. So my recommendation right now is a couple of things from this episode. One, I want you to take a look at the tools you're currently using, as I mentioned before, and ask yourself, how are they serving you? How are they serving your customer? Again, I want you to take a look at your P&L and look at each line item and cancel those things that you're no longer using. And third, I want you to take a look at some of these AI softwares that are out there. There are many to look at, not just ChatGPT. Matter of fact, though, you can go into ChatGPT and ask it about other AI softwares that are available and that you should check out. And it'll give you an answer in about 10 seconds. And then I want you to think about, how does this impact my business? How can I utilize this in my business? How can this make my business even more efficient, even better? So don't be afraid of this new technology. It's absolutely amazing how fast it can work. But if we embrace it and we really do a deep dive on how it can impact our business, ultimately, it will only help us. And it allows us to think on a higher level because, again, it's doing the simple things that used to not be so simple, but now it's made it simple. And so we can evolve. We can do more complicated nuances of our businesses that AI can't do yet. It can't do yet. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the tools that my business currently uses. I'm excited to discover new tools that my business and my additional businesses will begin to use. I'm excited for my children because the businesses that they will have in the future, the businesses that our young people or the jobs that our young people will have in the future don't even exist yet. And that is exciting. That is exciting. As always, I'm grateful that you took the time to listen today. Take a moment to evaluate those tools that you're using in your business. Also, take some time to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Become Your Own Boss Podcast. Also, remember to go to monicaallen.com to sign up for the Become Your Own Boss community. As I've told you before, I have some great things rolling out in 2023. I'm super excited about it. And I want you to not miss out on that. Lastly, don't forget to rate, subscribe, and review the podcast and share it with someone. If you are an entrepreneur and you do not have a friend that's an entrepreneur, you're doing yourself a disservice, one, because you should not be in this by yourself. You need another friend who's an entrepreneur. If you don't have one, DM me. I'll be that friend for you. But secondly, share the podcast with that person. If they don't already listen, please share the Become Your Own Boss podcast with them. Now is the time. Now is the time for you to level up, for me to level up, leave a legacy, and become your own boss.